Hey, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining. Really excited to go over a lot of updates we have on Poynt, and happy holidays and happy selling. So, just for new resellers or individuals who have not joined this webinar before, this is mostly focused on new features, updates, third-party applications, and then a lot of frequently asked questions. If your team needs a training, an operations training, or even a sales training, feel free to reach out to pointsales@goboomtown.com. We're very happy to always schedule that with your team. We try to not do too many one-offs, but again, if you have a few agents or a group of sales reps that would like to do a training with myself, happy to go through the whole platform with them, not just the terminal, but the back end as well, being Poynt HQ and the Poynt mobile application, all which drive a lot of value for your merchant. Here's a quick agenda for the day. One of the things that we're going to be going over is the new inventory function. This is going to be definitely a home run solution for all the resellers. The ability to not just, to date, or I should say up till now, you could only see how many items you sold, but you cannot see how many items you have left. So, showing you those different stock options. We're going to go over List Builder, which is an application that we've gone over before. I'm just going to do a quick review. They have a few updates, and then I have some guest speakers. One Homebase, I have Margo joining me, and I also have Matthew from SkySalon. SkySalon is a new app that is built obviously for salons, and it has cash discount built in, which is pretty neat. I know that our channel will like that. And then we'll just go over FAQ and questions. If you have a question, feel free to just write it in. We keep everybody on mute so there's not too much chaos. And if we don't answer your question during the webinar, we'll make sure to email you. We can see who's asking that question, but we should be able to answer everything unless it's a little bit more controversial, given pricing or your actual relationship with Poynt in Boomtown. Also, our sales hub. After this, I will put together the deck. I'll have a video recording of the webinar this morning and at 2 p.m. You'll have access to that in our sales hub. We'll also do a follow-up email to all the reps that are on our email list. That will also probably go out early next week with the recording and the deck, and just a follow-up to any of the notes that we went over in today's webinar. So let's go over a few updates. Just wanted to start with a quick reminder that Poynt 5 is available. You can get the hardware pricing from TPG Phoenix Group. This past month, being November, we saw a huge influx in sales. The Poynt 5, it just seems to be a really good price point for smaller merchants, micro merchants who are maybe they don't need the dual screen, they don't need the printer. They're doing EMV payments on the go, a little bit more mobile environment. So definitely get ahead of the Poynt 5 curve and let me know if you need more information on Poynt 5. It's definitely helping a lot of these groups sell, and even larger accounts, right, that maybe have some Poynt terminals in the front, but they want to use Poynt 5 for pay the table. Also, your merchants have access to invoices, so they can go into Poynt.net, their customer profile, and they can just go to the invoices tab and they can email invoices to their customers. It seems like I talk about this a lot, but a lot of groups are always surprised when I show them in person that there's the invoicing feature. So definitely pretty neat. Again, the experience is pretty straightforward. They go into their Poynt.net, they go to the invoices tab, they create an invoice, they send it to a customer's email. The customer can then pay via email with their credit card, and it has the payment options right there. And then you can put in some details, maybe a memo if it has to do with a catering order, if it has to do with certain parts or that the customer ordered. You can put all those details in there for your own reminder. So let's talk about this inventory management feature. And sorry, it's a little bit blurry on the right. I'll make sure you guys have better details and better FAQ around this. But again, up till now, you can only see how many you sold. We couldn't see how many items you had left. So they've made a very nice, Poynt has made a very nice customer experience here where you can go in there, you can create a product, add the SKU, the UPC code. And again, this is all from Poynt.net. I'll show you what it looks like on the terminal when you're actually tracking the information. But on Poynt.net, you can go in there, you can add modifiers, the size, color, right? You can edit your options there. And then you can have variants, which will be important, if you're basically the way that you're checking out the merchant. Custom prices, you'll be able to track that inventory as well. And then you'll have the stock, count, basically saying if I have a red small shirt, a red medium shirt, a red large shirt, I have 10 of each. As those basically get sold, that obviously that ticker will go down and it'll show you exactly how much inventory you have left. I don't know if there's anything on actual reminders or notifications today. That being, it's telling you that you're low. It sounds like today you'll have to be proactive, at least in the first version of this. But obviously a huge value for a lot of these merchants that are using, using Poynt and want to start obviously doing more inventory management. I know that's a huge, that's been a lot, well, we got a lot of feedback around it altogether. A lot of our reps are always like, can we do inventory management? Why can't we? They've had to migrate up to other POS applications. So the fact that this is built into the native software is pretty neat. And so this should be done. I mean, so basically the development sprint has already been completed in November. I imagine that we'll be releasing this to the merchants by end of the year. So your merchants will all just have this when they go into Poynt.net. They'll just see the inventory tab and they'll be able to start building an inventory management system. I still believe that for Poynt, you can only hold up to 550 SKUs. So if you are someone who's selling to a merchant that has maybe like 40,000 items, you're probably going to have to upgrade to eHopper or Talik, the two POS applications that have done really well on Poynt. And the reason I always talk about eHopper and Talik is they have really good teams, right? Like the apps I have on here today is Guest. They have really good sales teams. They have really good support teams, which means they're not going to leave you out to dry. They are there to sell with you. They're there to help cater your merchant. Boomtown helps with a lot of that support, but they also have good escalations with our team. So it's just a good experience. I hate to work with groups that don't have good support and don't have good sales people. It's not fair to the channel partners, especially in payments. There's a lot of complexity, and you guys deserve great services and great tools. So basically, for each item you've seen the bottom, inventory tracking is enabled. They may define alert when stock at level. So this is where I don't know exactly what, and I'm trying to get more information because I haven't been able to utilize this experience. So I don't know what the alert looks like. I'm not sure if it's like an actual notification within the system or if it's a notification on the actual Poynt terminal. But from what I understand, there's no email notification or notification saying your level of inventory. I will look to see where that alert happens. I'm hoping that it happens either within the terminal, but I'm hoping you might even get like a notification on your phone, or if you have the Poynt HQ application. And for you who don't know about the Poynt HQ application, that's the mobile application that you can download on your smartphone, Android or iOS, and you can basically get all your reports. You can see everything that's happening with your business. It's kind of like a modified version of Poynt.net. And then when you actually look onto your terminal, there'll be an inventory tab. I believe that this will be under your catalog and your register. You basically can just click the top left, go to inventory, show you what you're low in stock, out of stock. And as you can see, all products you can see on the right side in stock and what's low and what's out. And so that's what it's going to look like when you're actually on the terminal. So you're basically going to create the experience on the Poynt.net system, which is, again, where you mostly manage your business. The Poynt terminal is where you'll be able to proactively see how you're doing on all these items and how you're doing on inventory. So again, feel free to chat in some questions if you have any questions about that. I want to talk about List Builder real fast because it's a really inexpensive and great tool. 80% of basically restaurants I know in retail today have a email marketing platform, and typically they use MailChimp or Constant Contact. And if you knew about List Builder, basically you pay, the merchant pays for List Builder, and then every time a customer uses an email, that email automatically gets put into their email marketing platform. If it's Constant Contact or MailChimp, it automatically sends that email to that marketing platform. This being email marketing, like sending deals to your customers, sending information to your customers. And I know that a lot of merchants value email still. Some have tried to migrate to SMS. I think my SMS for small businesses is still a little aggressive. Email is it's a non-threatening way to market to your customers, and it's still across the board with all different marketing companies. Email is a great avenue for merchants. So basically, they can check out. They'll say, "Would you like to join the email promotion, or would you like to join this campaign?" Yes. You can start sending emails to your customers. So what's new about this? So that's what we've known about so far, but they actually have done an integration with Aweber, and basically what that means is they can do kind of retargeting. And if you don't know what retargeting is, it's how many of you have ever gone to a website, right? And you're about to check out, and then you basically decide not to. You start going into social media or other sites, and you keep seeing ads about that product that you're going to buy. or even today's world, which is kind of scary. You're talking about something, and then all of a sudden those ads pop up in your, on your Twitter, on your social media feeds, and even when you're in Google searching. So what they've basically done in the integration here is that when the merchant starts collecting emails and they're doing email campaigns, those customers will get non-aggressive ads, where public ads are going to be anyways, about those restaurants, about those retail groups. So just a nice way for them to grow their business and use marketing to their advantage. But this is something that a lot of this is an upsell opportunity and a value add for typically merchants who are doing like 50K or to 100K a month, right? Groups that are really adamant about building an email marketing platform, building their business. They have really good business owners. Might not be the best fit for every business, especially if they're a micro merchant, but definitely something to look into, and a nice way for you to increase value as you're selling the Poynt terminal across your list of prospects. And then if you have any questions, go to help@listbuilderapp.com. Tyler Gers is their founder, really nice guy to work with. He's helped me with a lot. They have a lot of applications. They're from a breeze. They have a lot of applications on Clover, so definitely a good group to work with. But talking about one of the most successful applications we ever seen on Clover, and now they were one of the first on Poynt, which is great. But this was probably one of the most, actually, in general, the most successful payments application I've seen on any platform. I have Margo joining us from Homebase. How you doing, Margo?
What an intro, Joey.
Hey, well, I got to let the people know. Let me make you a presenter.
Awesome.
And then I'm going to switch the screen over to Margo now. But yeah, they've had a great success. They were one of the first applications on Clover. They did extremely well. One of the first applications on Poynt, probably the most downloaded application. So really excited to hear not just a kind of reminder of what Homebase is for the channel, but they have a lot of great features that are going to be huge upsell opportunities for your merchants. So Margo, feel free to take it away.
Awesome. You can see my screen now, Joey?
Yes, we see the purple screen with Homebase.
Big purple Homebase. Hello, everyone, and thank you, Joey, for having me. It's been a long time since I've gotten to connect with folks on this call, and I'm so glad we're doing it now because we released a new product that I'm jazzed to tell you about. My name is Margo Langsdorf. I run partnerships here at Homebase, and I am really your go-to contact to help bring Homebase to your merchants. But the reason I think Joey likes to have me here is my presentation, while it is about Homebase, it's really about how to use Homebase to sell more points. That is our goal. We really want to help you to place more points. And if you take one thing away from this presentation, I hope it's that. But before I go into all of our features and benefits, I am going to start with a pop quiz that, since I can't see any of you, I can't call you out by name, so lucky you. But do you all know what the Department of Labor law is for how long timesheet records must be retained? Anyone know? It's actually 2 years, and I bet many of you, if you were honest, will say that you didn't guess that. I'm sure that many of you did not get that right, but the main question here and the main point is, if you don't know this, do you think that your merchants know this rule? The crazy thing is they need to, because if they ever get audited or if they ever get sued, they need to have those timesheet records saved. But most of them don't, because this is their life. This is the dreaded paper calendar, and this is not from 1990s in St. Louis, Missouri at Carolyn's Cafe where I was working. This is actually from Palo Alto, California recently. This is a dreaded paper schedule that folks large and small are still using to manage their most important asset, which is their team. And it's our firm belief that in 2018, popping up on 2019, no team should be managing themselves in this way. And that's why we created Homebase. And when you think about Homebase, we're solving 3 major things plus one more that I'm going to reveal to you for your merchants. We do time tracking, we do employee scheduling, and we do team communication. And what's super interesting about us is that we are relevant and useful to any and all of your merchants as long as they have employees. So fine dining down to diners, drive-ins, and dives, pet stores to high-end boutiques, auto body shops to dental offices. Just as long as they have employees, Homebase is going to be a home run for them. And that's allowed us to grow quite quickly over the last 3.5 years since we've been out of beta. We now service over 100,000 merchants across the country, representing over 1 million employees managed. And it's super fun for me to come talk to groups like this and to talk to your merchants because we are beloved by the people who use us. No matter where you look, from Fit Small Business to Capterra to the app stores, this slide's even out of date because we now have over 5,000 five-star reviews, and we are a top business app and a partner of Apple. So we are tried and true, trusted by sales teams and trusted by merchants alike. The merchants love us no matter what type of business they are. But this is a slide I like to harp on a little bit because sales teams love us because we help to place more points. I get calls and emails on a daily basis to say that I just sold Poynt because of the Homebase feature to make it a time clock. Or you helped to close my biggest Poynt deal because you helped to drive urgency. So I'm hoping on the next call, maybe someone from this call will have a great story to share and we can put you on our slide. So let's talk a little bit more about some of the features. The first thing we do is we turn the Poynt device into a sophisticated time clock. This is where employees are going to clock in and out of both their breaks and their shifts. We'll even use that fancy front-facing camera to take a photo of the employee as they clock in. So, you know, it's Margo clocking in and not Margo sharing her PIN with her friend Joey to clock in for her. That is a killer thing to demo. So if you've got your Poynt demo device, download Homebase and show off that clocking in feature because it is a super cool way to show off the slick features and hardware of Poynt. All of that time tracking data gets stored in the cloud and gets automatically populated into Timesheets. So no more adding up hours by themselves, making mistakes. We do that for the merchant and store them. And with a click of a button, we click out to all the major payroll providers. So ADP, QuickBooks Online, Gusto, Paychex. But even if their mom, dad, aunt, or uncle is running payroll for them, we've got a solution that means the payroll, which used to take hours, can now take minutes. But where we're probably saving the most time for your merchants is on schedule building. Because prior to Homebase, they were spending about 4 to 6 hours per schedule period on building it. And with Homebase, we're able to bring that down to about 15 to 30 minutes. The way we do that is we've got an easy online drag and drop schedule builder that pulls in a few key sources of data to make the schedule smarter and more communicative. So from a smarter perspective, we're pulling in things like weather. And think about any of your customers who have an outdoor patio. Well, they're certainly not going to want to staff that with extra bussers and servers if it's going to be pouring down rain on Friday. So we pull that in. We'll pull in overtime guidance. We'll pull in employee availability so they don't have to round up all those text messages and emails saying, I can, I will, I won't work. And we'll also add up wages and hours at the individual and the team level. That's because labor is usually one of the top expenses for any local business. We'll add that up so they can start to treat their business as a true P&L and manage their budgets better. When it's ready to go, we'll publish it out to employees. They'll get an email and or a message on their phone with their schedule. They can swap shifts. So if they can't work a certain shift, they can swap it with someone else. But of course, the manager needs to approve it so you don't have your worst employee subbing in for your best. And my favorite feature, and one that I swear sells more points than probably anything else, is that we send employees a reminder an hour before their shift starts to get them off the couch and into work. So remember that one. We've got a full team communication platform where they can quickly send messages off to the entire team or just folks working tomorrow. They can include a photo in there. So if there's a new daily special or a new inventory item they want to show off, that can go off to the team. But they don't have to remember emails or phone numbers. We help them with that. And if anyone leaves or gets fired, they're automatically pruned from the list. So you don't have to worry about important messages going out to the wrong folks. And our newest product, our goal is always to make it easier for hourly work to be done for both the employees and for their managers. And what we did is we went out and surveyed our merchants. We surveyed folks who weren't our merchants in local business, and we asked them the same question: what is your biggest challenge in running your business? And what we heard, even over attracting new customers, was finding great employees. It is incredibly difficult in this market to find great employees, and the data really supports this. There's actually 1.5 million open jobs out there right now in the key spaces that we work with: leisure, hospitality, food and bev, retail. And you all know this. Unemployment is at its lowest ever. So lots of open jobs, not as many job seekers, means that we needed to help our merchants to find and to hire great people. And so we've built a hiring tool. It's all within Homebase, where your merchants now have access to 130 different job posts. So if they need to hire a cashier or a bartender or a dog walker, they can just type that into our platform. We will auto-generate a job description for them that they can customize with things like must love dogs or must have fine dining experience. And with a click of a button, we post it out to all the major job boards: Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Glassdoor, Facebook, Google, etc. And all of those candidates, along with candidates that they source themselves, because we will give them a way to post to social media, to Instagram, to their own referral network. So if they've got folks coming in and walking in, we've got a way for them to capture all that traffic and bring it all into Homebase. And here, what we've built is really a lightweight applicant tracking system, but we would never call it that because none of your merchants are going to know what that even is. But it's a way for them to help organize their candidates. We sort them based on relevancy and experience, allow them to schedule interviews and message with the candidates. And we'll even send those candidates a reminder an hour before their interview so that everyone shows up on time. And when the person gets hired, they can mark them as hired and they'll automatically show up on the schedule because this is the great part of Homebase hiring is it's all part of Homebase.
This is so cool, and what I love about this, Margo. When I do like sales training with the groups or the individuals, and they always ask me, "Hey, how do you sell to these groups? What are some of the email templates you use?" And I always say, add employee scheduling and tracking in there. But now that the fact that they can add basically staff hiring into their feature set is so neat. Like, what do you mean? So I buy a Poynt terminal, and you're gonna help me with employee scheduling and staff hiring, and you can say that now, which is a conversation starter one. And it obviously, it gets them interested in what you're selling and obviously helps them out. So this is a huge opportunity for all the reps out there to get ahead of this.
You couldn't have taken the words out of my mouth better, Joey, because the cool thing is every single thing that I've mentioned on this call so far is in our free package. Meaning every single thing I mentioned comes for free when you are placing that Poynt device. So let's all take a minute, ooh and ah, apparently on mute, and get so excited that you're getting to get so much more out of that Poynt device and so many more great things to share with your merchants, all for free. The way we make money is folks upgrade into our premium packages. They are still the best price in the market, but everything I mentioned comes for free. So just talk about Homebase, all the great things that I talked about. You can tell them that that's coming for free with your Poynt. We've got customer support. I know Joey started the call with this. They are phenomenal. They are all based in Houston, Texas. Many of them speak Spanish, so bilingual, including our app. And they are former restaurant, retail, and business managers themselves. So they've sat in the shoes of your customers, and we've got great support across the board to help them. And I know that I talk about employee scheduling all day. You, I hope, don't. So I want to give you a couple clues when you're out there talking to merchants of what to look for and what to ask. If you see any of these things in the merchant, if you see that paper calendar or an antique time clock, or probably more often than not, a help wanted sign in the window, that is a telltale sign that Homebase is going to be helpful to them. And you can ask them, do your employees ever show up late? Well, now with Poynt, they're going to have a reminder an hour before their shift starts to get them off the couch and into work. Or do you need help hiring? Well, now with Poynt, you're going to have a way to do that, a free way to do that at that. So 3 quick things to remember. We provide a free or low-cost solutions for your merchants to help grow and manage their team. We are something that should help you to sell more points. And we are your resource. And we have so many different flicks, videos, things to help you sell at a great little website called sellmorepoint.com. So please bookmark that. It is a phenomenal resource for you. And we are here to help. So please let me know if there's anything we can do. But this really should be a killer way for you to sell more points.
Margo, thank you so much for the updates and obviously the overview of Homebase. I know it's been a while since we got you on here, but all super fascinating. And I just love the recruitment tool, the hiring piece. That's just, again, as I was saying, it's just another value add. That's another pinpoint when you're selling Poynt in general. It's going to be great to have that. So thank you so much for the time today.
My pleasure.
And I really appreciate you joining.
Guys. And let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Joey can share my email.
Yeah, absolutely. Have the contact image. I even have her cell phone number if you really want to bug her. So happy to expose.
Text me. Don't call.
Okay.
Bye, guys. Thanks so much.
All right. I want to jump over to SkySalon. I have Matthew joining us today. Matthew, you there?
Yes, I am. How's everyone doing this morning? Well, actually, everyone may be on mute here, so.
Seems everybody's doing good. We got everybody still on here. The attentive level is high. So just want to thank you for joining. As quick reminder to the channel. We only work with a lot of applications hand in hand that have good sales team and good support team. Groups that are actually helping you and encouraging you to sell. But I was really excited to hear about SkySalon because it does help that vertical of salons, and it also has cash discount built into it, which I know that a lot of you are really excited about and are selling pretty rapidly. So Matthew, feel free to take it away, and feel free to, and also just say next, and I'll keep the slides moving for you. Okay.
Perfect. So hello everybody, my name is Matthew Langsdorf. I am head of operations and support for our SkySalon scheduler app and other applications that Silver Sky Soft offers. But we were excited to get SkySalon scheduler on to Poynt because we just know that the market out there is big for salons needing a all-in-one platform to manage their bookings, their employees, if they have booth renters and so forth, and adding other features into it that we'll go over here today. So Joe, on the next page here. We built and made the SkySalon app because we wanted to be able to increase revenue for merchants, which of course then increases the revenue in return for processors. So it's really there to boost the customer connection, manage organized appointments, provide access to their products, categorize and manage their services, all on the one platform there on the terminal. Employees can set up their personal availability within the app. It eliminates appointment miscommunication and reduces cancellations and no-shows. I think that, if anybody's ever gone into a salon and that you'll probably see a lot of VX520s and multi-mid setups, and being with on Poynt, that they do have TSYS enabled for multi-mids. It does enable the app and Poynt to really manage everything for that salon right here for them. We wanted to make it simple, effective, and a flexible app. Next. So we'll go through some of the key features here. The most important ones is the flexible schedules for employees. It allows you to work in different blocks of times per day, so it could be set for 30 minutes, hour and a half, 2, 3, however they want to set up their blocks of time. And it allows them basically from there to not double book or overbook appointments and manage their schedule the best way possible. It's a very easy appointment setting process. We wanted to make it and tested it over and over, at least I did, to make sure that there was as few steps as possible and the least time consuming for a merchant or for a stylist to have to go in and set up an appointment. We also wanted to make walk-in management very easy for people. It's basically 3 clicks within the app, and they don't have to put in any more information if they don't choose or want to. Somebody could walk right in and get set up for a walk-in appointment. We also have offline appointment taking, so it allows them to seamlessly take appointments during an internet outage. We know that it can get difficult at some points where if you do run out or you don't have any network connection on the terminal. We wanted the app to still be able to take appointments for you, and then once you do get the internet network going back up again, it will sync back up with the system. Next. We also wanted to make a multi-language support. So we offer English and Vietnamese. The benefit with the Vietnamese is if they do have Vietnamese chosen, it will have that on the merchant screen, but on the customer facing screen, it will still be English, which has been a very big selling point so far. As I had mentioned earlier, we do offer the multi-mid feature, so you can have the payment go directly to the provider. So within the app, you actually can set, multi-mid up and the MIDs and terminal information, TID information within the app itself. As Joey had mentioned earlier, gave away one of the other key features on it is the integrated cash discount program. So it does have the in-app cash discount and surcharges. Of course, as we all know, you do want people to, go off their state and local laws. Currently, of course, with Elevon, surcharges will not be allowed on Elevon, but for the cash discounting it is, and then for TSYS and others, cash discount and surcharges there. This has been very popular because it allows them basically to not have to go in and do any extra work at time of sale and give more return back into their pocket. We get calls, we've been getting calls for I can't even think of how long, and when's cash discounting available on Poynt, when's it going to be there. We wanted to make sure that in our app that we did have it available for people. Another key feature is the supporting booth renters. You don't actually have to have employed stylists. They can have booth renters. So with this, under the booth renter user that you would create in the app, you would not have to worry about certain information or other customer information getting used or stolen if when those booth renters are in and then they decide to leave. We know that there can be high turnaround rates, and stylists or renters can come in and go. So the information that is shared within the app for somebody that's put in as a booth renter is more limited, and they won't have access to getting other customer information or anything else except for their own.
Matthew, quick question on that.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to say, you have multi-mid. I just want to have a quick question, sorry. You have multi-mid, which makes sense, of course, in the salon industry. You have different contractors on the floor. So when you say the booth renters, are you saying about like different other contractors who come in and use the device, they can log in, they'll see all their information? Or are you talking more about just employees when you say the booth renters? I just want to kind of get a little clarity there for the channel. Okay, so employees. Yeah, so basically, you have the multi-mid function. You can log in, obviously, if you're a contractor, you have your own business. But then you can also have employees who can log in and basically log all of their details and their business as well. Okay, that's great. Thanks for sharing that.
Yep, and I could throw it in. I'm not going to get into it here, but we do offer different plans within the app. And for the multi-mid, of course, we have 3 plans. We have the solo, team, and enterprise. For team and enterprise, the multi-mid feature is what would make sense. For solo, of course, it's only for one stylist or owner user. So the multi-mid plus the booth renters, you won't get the booth renters or multi-mid feature unless you're actually doing the team or enterprise plan. And the booth renters is mainly because the application is set up to send reports however you choose, when you choose to have them sent, of their bookings, their appointments, their revenue, their sales, their products, so forth. And for booth renters, if you don't have them, if you have them not set up as employed, but you have them as independent in the app, since they're set, if you have them set as independent, they would be limited to access of that report information. If they're employed, they would be able to at least see other customer names within the app. So being independent, it would not allow them to get that access, because we want to make sure that there's separation between the two for someone that would be employed or not, to make sure that they perchance can't get access to any other information. And then the multiple tax rates. Multiple tax rates is always important to have. We know that there can be city taxes, state taxes, or separate taxes from here. Next.
Yep, give me 1 second. I think we just got a question that came into. Can you repeat? So yeah, so sorry guys. So Elevon, I would go directly to them if you have questions about what they can, what their, I believe they have limitations on surcharge, especially. But either way, this channel specifically is mostly Vantiv thesis, so we shouldn't have too many issues there. But if you have a question about Elevon, I don't think we're in the right seat to give you advice there or give you really certainty. So I would go to your Elevon relationship manager or your rep. But yeah, sorry about that, Matthew. Feel free to continue.
No, that's fine. And at the end here, it has the online site for it. So anybody does have more questions about it, they can always go to our app site and look at some FAQs from there. But for Elevon, yeah, it is available on there. But yes, always make sure that you do know your local and state regulations and laws that are set up for the cash discount or surcharges. So managing and offering retail products allows them to increase their revenue. And of course, by increasing salon's revenue, it increases, helps out the ISO, of course. They can go in and manage their services, set up services. So you could see here on the service here on the right, you can have, for example, a perm, full color bleach, full color haircut, blow dry, and haircut. Within those services, then they can actually set up exactly time frames for it. So their scheduling is a little bit more easy to manage. Instead of having to put in every time, oh, this is going to be 30 minutes, it allows them to have customers check in at time when they're ready for their appointment or when they start their appointment, and then check out. Allows them to categorize and manage services here. All these are reports that are available within the app. We wanted to add the products in because with products, that's one of the other big key factors we've heard people wanted to be able to have, is just to
like retail
upsell. Yep. So upsell.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get a lot of questions about retail as well when I hear any kind of salon app. So that's a great feature that you guys have added.
And then coupons, of course, I would think that's a standard feature to have, but coupons we added into where if they wanted to individually have their own coupons or under the whole salon, they can have that set up. Next.
And I love what you guys did here, and thank you for providing the MCC codes. I know that's a big one for when you're dealing with anything in the health industry or health and beauty industry.
You're welcome. So that was one thing I want to make sure definitely is that we were very clear on who would see the app. So, Joey, yep. I'm not sure, I think you maybe mentioned earlier, but Poynt will be, from our knowledge, will be changing this a little bit to where you will see access to more apps that are in the Poynt App Store here in the near future. Everybody will, even if it's not related to their MCC code. Doesn't mean they'll be able to still get it, but allow them to at least see the different apps that are out there. As you can all see here, we did put the MCC codes here. So veterinary services, photographic studios, barber and beauty shops, massage parlors, health and beauty shops, miscellaneous personal services, doctors, physicians, chiropractors, dentists, and orthodontics. image of kind of what it will look like in the app store, the SkySalon scheduler app, and then for more detail, a little bit more detail about it, and viewing plans in there. Kind of as what Margo had mentioned, we really wanted to make sure that we are here for you guys and for merchants. So we are US based also customer support. We are 24/7 customer support. So from 9 to 5 Pacific time, we do have phone support available, and then we do also email support 24/7. So with that, we are here to answer questions. We definitely want to help engage with you guys with ISOs and get this out there to different businesses, and give them the opportunity to have a free trial. So the plans do come with a free trial period, so they can definitely subscribe to it, try it out. Chances are, we do know so far that once they're subscribed, typically we don't see them leave because they're happy with it. So the 3 plans were the solo, team, and enterprise. $9.99, $35, and then $65. Last thing I'll say is the team goes up to 10 users, enterprise goes up to 100 users, and that's per business. Team is the most commonly plan selected because of the up to 10 users. That also has the booth renters feature in it. Cash discounting would be available in enterprise, and then of course enterprise allows up to 100 users. And then just to end up, a couple last things here. We do have a loyalty program that will be, looks like we'll have it out released next week on update. And with that, it allows them to engage even further with their customers. So they can set up similar to other things that could be, would be available on Poynt. They can set up within the app, making sure that they give them maybe a discount on, future haircut or service or products. Also, Schedule Book will be available within a week or so. Schedule Book, you'll see the screen on the right. It is a quick overview that you can have on the dashboard, where it runs through all appointments that are booked for the day or time slot. If there's more than 3 stylists, they can swipe to the right and it will show more. And then if they want to change the date, they can change the date up at the top to see just a quick overview of kind of what's going on. So if they get a phone call, they don't have to go through all the apps and or all the different bookings. They can do a quick view. Also coming in early 2019. Mm-hmm.
No, I was gonna say, quick question from the group is, does the team level, back to the chart, does the team level support surcharging, or does most of the surcharging cash discount all go at the enterprise level?
So there are some features of the surcharging that you can get into the team, but majority of it is all through enterprise.
Okay, gotcha.
And that may be changed here in the near future. That was something that I've been discussing to see about getting everything available in the team plan. But as of right now, everything is available under enterprise. For team, it's more limited on the cash discount.
Okay, gotcha.
So in early 2019 online booking, we wanted to be able to have web online booking to where they don't have to call in or that they can literally go online and potentially even Facebook to book an appointment. And the loyalty program and schedule book are only going to be available in the team and enterprise plans, not in the solo plan. So on the bottom
quick
left,
question for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, real sorry, I was going to jump in with another question. Can a no-show still be charged?
That is a good question.
Is that available? Yeah, good one.
I actually do think that the feature is there. I'm gonna have to get back to you for 100% on that. I actually do believe the feature is there. I haven't quite used it, but I know there is a feature to put in a fee for something, but they would of course have to have the customer's information.
Okay, gotcha.
But if you guys do have some more questions, you can always go to skysalonapp.com and get a little bit more information on there. Currently, of course, it's available on Poynt. It's been out here for about a month or so and been doing great so far. We're going to continue to keep adding to it and making sure that we can keep it seamless and easy as possible for you guys. And I think, Joey, you can share my contact information. Also, you can get ask for feedback of that or some questions through our website on there, the skysalonapp.com. And we can get back to you, but you can get my email if you do have some more questions. We can set up some more individualized trainings in that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll make sure that everyone gets your contact information in our follow-up email that we'll send out to the whole channel early next week, and then we'll have this deck in there as well. So we'll have the pricing plans, everything incorporated. But yeah, I'll make sure that these groups reach out to you directly. They can, I'm sure they can set up partnerships with you guys and kind of obviously get moving. But I love what you guys have built. I think it's really great that you have multi-language, the Vietnamese and the English. It's also great that you have the cash discounting. You have a lot of great features. It looks like they're coming here soon. So Matthew, thanks so much for joining our webinar today. Any other last minute notes or things you want the channel to hear?
No, I think again, if anybody else has questions, definitely don't hesitate to ask. Get contact information, go onto the webpage URL there, and send in a message to us, and we get back to you. You can always send in something to support@silverskysoft.com, and it will come into the team also under for SkySalon. Just title it in the subject for SkySalon app, and we can get back to you with some more information or answers on that. But yeah, thank you very much, Joey, for having us on here, and of course, I'll be on this afternoon too. But thank you, everybody else, for taking the time and listening.
Absolutely, man. Thanks so much for your time, and look forward to helping our group sell SkySalon.
Yep. You guys have a good one.
Before we, you too, bud. Thanks so much. So as we're getting moving, we're going to have Talek be joining us and hosting the next webinar. Talek, for you who do not know, is a more advanced POS system, really good for inventory management if you have more than 550 SKUs that only is allowed on the native software. Also on Talek, you can do a lot of QSR, full service restaurant website integration needs that again, more sophisticated businesses have. They have a beautiful UI on the Poynt terminal. It works with ELO hardware as well, or iPad in the back, so you can have stations, and then you can have the Poynt terminals on the floor. A lot of great things there. So I'll have them. I'm going to see if I can get them into our 2 p.m. slot as well. Talk a little bit about it, but that's going to be coming next webinar. Also, I did get a few different questions about the hiring feature on Homebase. Again, everything she talked about in the beginning is free. The hiring feature is 100% free. The way it works though is you'll pay more. So basically you can go in there, you can say, I have this position, and then you can push it across the third channels and all the different job postings. If you want more exposure, you can pay for more exposure, which means it's going to go to the top of the list. It's going to be the newest. It's going to be the newest job that gets posted for hiring. But if you want to stay top of the list, if you want to market and stay, relevant, rather than doing that every week or every day to, make sure that the position is being seen, you can pay more for that. So everything again is free, but you can pay more for more exposure. And that was in regards to the Homebase application. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, text the number below as well. Happy to help, happy to get in touch with any of the webinar and different contacts we had join us today. But thanks so much, everybody. Really, really enjoyed learning a lot about the new products, and we will be talking with you all soon. Thanks again.